My name is Doug Turnbull. I'm Vice Chairman and Country Head, responsible for DBRS Morningstar's business in Canada. When we think about the biggest lessons we've learned throughout this integration, a couple of things come to mind. You've got to integrate two organizations with a couple of key principles in place. Number one, combine the very best practices of each organization. In other words, don't approach integration with any bias as to which predecessor company had a lock-on knowledge or business practices. So carefully review each and pick the best that's appropriate for your business needs. The same is true of your people. Pick the best people for the company, regardless of which predecessor company they came from. Third, make any difficult decisions quickly. Obviously, you want to use care and diligence to make the right decisions, but don't be afraid to make the tough decisions. And lastly, I would say, ensure that you have open and transparent communications. And I think we did a good job on all four of those. Well, I'm often asked what made DBRS such a natural fit for Morningstar. I think there are a number of reasons. One, our 45-year history, starting in Canada and advancing over the years in the US and Europe, have given us a well-established market presence and a recognized brand. Two, long-standing and deep relationships across many asset classes, many going back to the founding of the company. Three, an effective working relationship with each of our three regulators in Canada, United States, and Europe. Four, high barriers to entry for new competitors. And lastly, a strong, experienced team that's worked well together for a number of years. When we approached this acquisition and integration from the DBRS side, our first priority was to ensure we had the right fit. It goes without saying that the business fit had to be right. In other words, we needed to make sure our lines of business were complementary. Once that was clear, we looked to make sure the cultural fit was appropriate. We needed to assure our colleagues that we were being acquired by a company that shared our approach to business, to how we treat our employees and other stakeholders, to how we think about the many issues that arise in running our business. I would say from that perspective, it's been a very successful acquisition, and we're thrilled to be part of the Morningstar team. When I look at the culture we've developed at DBRS Morningstar, I'm pleased to say that it can be defined as, one, inclusive. We value everyone's unique and valuable contribution across the company. Two, diligence. We work hard to ensure our ratings are accurate and timely. And three, hardworking. Our business development and client service teams, as well as publishing and editorial, legal and compliance, finance and accounting, talent and culture, and our premises teams are all responsive to our various stakeholders' requirements for service and insight. Successful. In one word, I would say the integration has been successful and it's been pretty seamless. DBRS Morningstar's rating philosophy has stood our issuers, our investors, and our company well over the past 45 years since our inception. This current period of economic stress and uncertainty, as we near the one-year mark, hasn't led us to change our basic philosophy of rating through the cycle. What it has done is put enormous strain on our analytical teams to carefully assess the business and operating impact of a pandemic never seen by our generation on the thousands of entities we rate, and to explain to investors what impact these changes mean to the creditworthiness of debt issuers. How we might succeed in changing the credit rating industry is something we aspire to do. We have three large global competitors and many much smaller niche competitors. We like to think that our advantage is that we're small enough to not have many of the legacy problems of the big guys, but have the global scale and regulatory acceptance that our smaller competitors lack. If we continue to strive for analytical excellence and insight, while being responsive to investor and stakeholder needs, all while using the various strengths and resources of Morningstar, we should be able to build the best credit rating agency in the world.